Hello everyone and welcome to yet another preview video of the upcoming Waiver Wizard column. It is your host and author, Evan Tarracciano. It's a pleasure to be with you again. Just here to talk about the week that was, touch base on the article that I just wrote. This theme of the week was more or less the haves and the have-nots. I touch on that. Full of big performances by star players. Were you one of the lucky owners that happened to have these players on your team? Did you have a Jalen Waddle, a Tyreek Hill? Did you happen to have Stephon Diggs going last night in the game who went absolutely ballistic for Buffalo? Or were you on the other side of the coin where you actually went against one of those teams and unfortunately might have suffered a loss this upcoming week? In the article, I touch base on, again, the biggest waiver wire additions of the week. San Francisco is really the focal point for two reasons. First and foremost, the unfortunate injury to Trey Lance opens the door for Jimmy Garoppolo. What does that mean for you? Well, if you happen to be a Trey Lance owner, or if you happen to have had Dak Prescott and you're looking for a fill-in, I think that Garoppolo is an adequate fill-in. I would say he's probably on the back end of that QB1 spectrum in 12-team leagues, but his presence does actually increase the value of several pass catchers on the team, from Brandon Ayuk to George Kittle once he comes back. I even think that Deebo Samuel gets a slight uptick. Why? Well, you don't have to necessarily worry about Lance with the goal line carries stealing away touchdowns from any one of those players anymore. Jimmy G is going to be more of a traditional pocket passer. We're going to see a more pass-oriented offense. Also touching base with San Francisco, the other person, Mason in the backfield. I was going to originally write about Tyrann Davis-Price, but he came away with a high ankle sprain, so he's actually going to be sidelined for several weeks. But to back up Jeff Wilson, who isn't exactly known as the standard bearer of health in this league, he's missed several games each of the last several seasons. I think that Mason's a strong pickup. You can probably get him for a couple bucks. He's a relatively unknown player, was an undrafted player. But the team is incredibly high on him. They were so high that they actually let former third-round pick Trey Sermon go just to make sure that he was on the active roster. We touched a little bit on this with the Football Die Hard show last night on SiriusXM. So those are a couple guys that I think will definitely make a strong push moving forward for playing time. Touch on some other waiver wire guys, some targets from Gerald Everett to a handful of wide receivers I think will make a difference. So check out the column. Let me know what you think. As always, I'll kind of indicate what leagues I think they're appropriate in and give you a fab budget to spend on each of them. So best of luck this upcoming week and enjoy the article. Take care, guys.